Hello everybody, it is me, Mr. Vince, and I hope you all have an amazing day today, but not just an amazing day, but also a fabulous day. In this video, I'm going to go through every single radiant in Roblox Jailbreak as of June 2023. There are a total of 6 radiants, so I will start with Radiant Yellow and end with Radiant Red. Only one radiant is obtainable from being nuked, but the other 5 could be obtained from being nuked. So in this video, I'm going to cover each radiant in certain details. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. And please feel free to let me know which is your favorite radiant. So let's get right into it. The first radiant in the list is obviously Radiant Yellow, and Radiant Yellow became the first nuke reward in Roblox Jailbreak. This radiant was added on May 3rd, 2020 inside of the nukes update, when nukes were also introduced. This radiant has stayed for over a year and was made obtainable from May 3rd, 2020 to June 5th, 2021 in the Season 4 update, which introduced the Rattler as well as a brand new radiant known as Radiant Orange. Radiant Yellow was a very popular radiant at the time, and it became a major trend, as a lot of people would use Radiant Yellow as their primary body color as well as secondary body color, and this was a very well-known radiant. This radiant is really cool, and I like this radiant a lot, but generally a lot of people don't like the radiant nowadays as we got more radiants in the game, but this radiant cannot be forgotten. And if you notice, I actually used most of Username's customization for Radiant Yellow because Username would use Radiant Yellow for his customization when this radiant was introduced. Generally, this is a very nice radiant, and I do like yellow, so this radiant is pretty cool. And it is an actual radioactive radiant, so this one does look really good. But now let's go ahead and talk about the next radiant. The next radiant is Radiant Orange. Radiant Orange stayed in the game for about 6 months before being made unobtainable, and yeah, this radiant was added on June 5th, 2021, and it was removed from being obtainable on January 7th, 2022 with the introduction of Radiant Ice. This radiant generally is very nice, and a lot of people really like this radiant compared to Radiant Yellow. And I think this radiant looks pretty good too. I mean, it's complete lava, and I think this one looks really good. And if you notice, the customization looks pretty identical to the customization that some people would use from 2021, including the Death Trap spoiler, the 4 billion rims, and the 3 billion tires. Despite this radiant is actually really sick, and fortunately you can get this from trading. I think this radiant is really good. I'll give this a 9 out of 10, but let's go ahead and get right into the next radiant. The next radiant is Radiant Ice. Radiant Ice was introduced on January 7th, 2022 in the Museum event update and was made unobtainable on June 4th, 2022 in the Season 10 update, which also introduced jailbreak trading a week later. Radiant Ice is by far one of the best radiants in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree. This radiant is really nice, it's blue, and so many people would use this at the time. This is by far one of the coolest radiants, and I would still use the radiant up to this day. This is a radiant that so many people would love, and is considered the most valuable radiant in trading alongside Radiant Orange, although I could be mistaken. Despite this, I actually decided to use the Classic because the Classic did retire as part of the Museum event update last year. Overall, this is a very nice radiant, and so many people would use this radiant. But now let's go ahead and talk about the next radiant. The next radiant is Radiant Green. Radiant Green is considered as one of the worst radiants in Jailbreak. It was added on June 4th, 2022, replacing Radiant Ice, and actually was made unattainable on December 16th, 2022 in the 2022 Winter Update. And in that case, Radiant Purple replaced it. Despite this, Radiant Green is by far one of the worst radiants, and probably one of the worst looking radiants too. This radiant is so messed up that its value is very low compared to the other radiants in the game, as a lot of people don't actually like the actual look of Radiant Green. When Radiant Green was first introduced, it didn't look as awful. However, the next update completely ruined Radiant Green, and now it looks like this. Like, yeah, the developers really messed up Radiant Green, but they might fix it up in the future. However, this radiant is not that bad, and I think it still looks pretty good. I mean, since its value is not that high, you could probably get it in trading and it won't be that much of a deal. Also, during that time, you could get multiple stacks of Radiant Green, and that also went for Radiant Ice during May of 2022. But now let's go ahead and talk about the next radiant in the list. The next Radiant is Radiant Purple. This one is a huge improvement to Radiant Green, and this one was added as part of the 2022 Winter Update on December 16, 2022. This Radiant was made unobtainable on June 9, 2023 with the introduction of Season 16, which also introduced a brand new Radiant. Radiant Purple was a major upgrade to Radiant Green, and a lot more people like this one compared to Radiant Green. Even then though, Radiant Purple is kind of messed up as well, but definitely looks nicer than Radiant Green. Now, this Radiant was added as part of Season 13, which made sense since Season 13 was also considered as the villain-themed season, and that made a lot of sense. I mean, after all, this Radiant was added as part of Season 13, and yeah, it's purple. It's literally purple. I mean, we got Batman, Joker, and all that, and yeah, it makes a lot of sense. This Radiant, yeah, this is such a great Radiant. But is it the best? No, but it definitely is a lot better than Radiant Green. But now let's go ahead and talk about the last Radiant for this video. The last Radiant I will be talking about in this video is also a fan favorite Radiant, and that Radiant is Radiant Red. This is currently the Radiant that you can get from being nuked as of this video's release, but in the future there will be a different Radiant that you can get instead. Radiant Red is really good, and I think the developers did a very good job making this Radiant look really, really nice. I mean, after all, I requested the Radiant to be released alongside some others, and we finally got Radiant Red. And just like before, you have to be nuked to get this Radiant. This Radiant was added as part of Season 16 on June 9th, 2023. And honestly, it was probably worth the wait. I mean, after all, we needed a new Radiant that was red colored, and we finally got that in Season 16. Now, just like the other Radiants except for Radiant Yellow, you can only get this Radiant for about 6 months, and then it will be made unobtainable, most likely in the 2023 Winter Update. And yep, that is pretty much every Radiant that I have mentioned in this video. So generally, a lot of these Radiants were really good, and I just like almost every single one. My favorite is definitely Radiant Ice, but please feel free to let me know what your favorite Radiant is. And yeah, generally, I think all the Radiants are good, and we definitely need new ones like Radiant Pink and Radiant Blue. But now let's go ahead and talk about some other information. So currently, I still have a Hyper Orange level 4, and my plan is to upgrade it to a level 5. Currently, as far as I know, I have a 60% pity. And I am very excited to get a level 5 again because I have not had an OG level 5 for a while. The last one I had was Hyper Diamond, and I traded it for Torpedo and Ads. And when I do get Hyper Orange level 5, I will probably keep it, and will probably grind for another Hyper Orange level 5. But yeah guys, this video was really fun to make. I had a lot of fun editing it out, nice. And it feels a little bit different from the others. I know, it's crazy. It's super good. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video style, and I just wanted to make this video feel a little bit more nostalgic, but also a little bit less relevant to the latest trend of making the text feel more popped out. But anyway, I hope you guys have actually enjoyed, and if you have enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do welcome new subscribers, and I do reckon subscribing if you want. It is completely up to you. I am trying to hit 4,000 subscribers before 2023 ends, so please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. But as always, my name is Mr. Vince. I hope you all have an amazing day today, but not just an amazing day, but also a fabulous day. But I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next video.